Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. Today we are going to go through the start of July, going up to the All-Star break. We're still playing pretty strong baseball at 47-30. The AL East is starting to get more competitive. The Blue Jays had a pretty strong month, and the Yankees are really starting to play well as they've won 8 of their last 10. The wild card race in the American League is also very competitive, so to stay ahead of the competition, we are certainly going to have to make some big moves come the trade deadline. Here are the National League standings, by the way. The divisions do not appear to be as competitive, except for maybe the NL East, with the Mets and Braves both pretty close together. So before we get into any in-game action today, I do want to talk about international free agency, which I've usually done around the middle of the season. For those unaware, these international free agents are made by my subscribers, and if you at home want to make an international free agent for next season, all you have to do is make sure to join my Discord server. The link is in the description, and if you do that, you will have the opportunity to make an international free agent who could be on our team or some other team. Obviously, there are a lot of really talented players here. I would have loved to have signed all of these guys, but that's just not possible because I don't want to make the team overly powered, and, well, there just aren't enough roster spots. Pretty much all of these guys will have the chance to be not only major league contributors, but high-end major league contributors in the near future. And as we get farther along in the series, I'm going to try to make them a little bit better early on. I've added more, higher rated players in this year's international free agency class. There are multiple players in the mid-70s. I'm pretty sure I even included a 79 overall reliever on the Dodgers, who we already passed. So as you can tell, I'm really trying to make these guys better, but I also don't want to overpower them and give everybody a potential, because then the league would have too many good players, and that really wouldn't keep things balanced at all. If you notice your international free agents in here and you want to pause, take a look at them, certainly feel free to do so, whether we already passed them or we approach them. And as I said, I think a lot of these guys are going to be really good in the near future, and I'm excited to follow these guys' careers, whether they on our team or other teams. Let's take a look at the 3 international free agents who we signed. The first one being catching prospect Gunnar Bergesson, a 20-year-old hailing from Iceland. I know that says Ireland, but Iceland is not in the game. I think he has the physical tools to be really good. He already has a good power bat. He has a good arm behind the dish, and he can play first base. He's a little bit raw, but I do like his upside. We also went after a couple pitchers. This is Jeremiah Correa. Good velocity, good break, good Ks per 9, good walks per 9, which is obviously a big deal for me. But the most notable player we signed is a 25-year-old from Japan named Obi Yoshihito. He's a very interesting player. Now, at surface value, he's only a 58 overall. He doesn't look that exciting, although he does have 5 pitches, including a knuckleball. But he's a two-way player, and he can hit. A lot of scouts have said he's Shohei Ohtani if Shohei Ohtani threw with his left hand. Personally, I don't think he's that good, especially considering he's already 25 years old. He has a lot of work to do. He can't really hit lefties, but I think he can be a quality pitcher for us, and I think he can be a quality first baseman because he is a pretty good defender, although he doesn't have a great glove. Those guys will be put into Double-A pretty soon, so they're going to start there, and hopefully eventually those guys can become major leaguers for us in the near future. Here's a quick look at the stats through the first half of the season. Really not a whole lot to note with, not a whole lot changing. I guess really the main storylines here as we get into the All-Star break will be to see if guys like Adley Rutschman and Louis St. John can both get into the All-Star game, Max Muncy as well. So going into today's episode, I wanted to make it a point to pitch with John Means because I have not pitched with him in a game this season, but I also didn't really want to play the Rangers because, well, put it nicely, they're not good. So I decided to simulate up to this game against the Atlanta Braves because the Braves are a more interesting team. And as I simulated, we did start to get some more trade offers. Now that we're in the month of July, these are going to be coming up more frequently. This one from the Mariners really intrigued me. Relief pitcher Kenyon Middleton has had an outstanding season for them. He is a free agent at the end of the season, so I don't think he would cost too much to get, and the Mariners are currently selling. The 2 prospects they wanted from us in this trade, Julio De Los Santos and Kevin Maitan, are 2 players who I'm not overly attached with, so I did not accept the trade, but I did think about it, and it might be something I want to come back to later in the month. Big trade here. The Cubs acquire Matt Olson from the Athletics in exchange for Ed Howard and Miguel Amaya. That trade really makes no sense for both sides because the A's are good and the Cubs are not. But MLB The Show just likes to make stupid trades for the purpose of making stupid trades, which is kind of annoying, but this game doesn't really understand trade logic. I got this offer from the White Sox, didn't really consider it, although Ryan Mountcastle's not having a great season. I don't really think I want to trade him now. So in the 5 games we simulated, we ended up going 3-2, which is not bad. We took 3 of 4 against the Rangers, which is fine. And then we lost the first game of the Atlanta series. So we're going to get into game 2. A good excuse for us to use John Means, who we haven't really talked a lot about this season, mainly because he's been quietly very good. He did miss some time with a concussion earlier in the season, but when he's been healthy, he's been really solid. Not just this season, but really throughout this series as a whole. Going into this game, unfortunately, we suffered a minor injury during warm-ups as Max Muncy strained his finger. He will be inactive in this one, so Blaze Jordan will take his spot at the hot corner. Marco Luciano and Yerman Mercedes will also be getting the day off, so Luis Aviles Jr. and Liam Bumaye will be starting for them. Let's take a look at John Means, who started 14 games this season. He's 6-5 with a 3.21 ERA, whip barely above 1 at 1.02, and only 16 walks in 87 innings. Very impressive work. We're going to start in the second inning of this one. No score up to this point. First batter of the inning is Marcell Ozuna, who hits that ball into straightaway center field for a base hit. Good start to the inning for Atlanta, who certainly has a very talented lineup. A lot of really good players here. I wouldn't say Marcell Ozuna is one of the greatest human beings in this lineup, but that's a conversation for another day. Following batter, Eugenio Suarez gets that one into right field. It looks like it will drop for an extra base hit. So the Braves will start the inning off with a pair of runners in scoring position and nobody out. This is a really good opportunity for them to drive in some runs, as that one will be hit into left from Austin Riley. Lewis St. John going to try to track it down, but Ozuna should score fairly easily. We know LSJ kind of has a noodle arm out there in left. The Orioles almost got Eugenio Suarez out at third, but he is safe. Runner comes home to score. Atlanta takes a 1-0 lead. The following batter, Avisail Garcia, gets that one into left field. St. John makes the play. And again, it looks like the Braves are going to go for the sac fly. That throw actually was not too bad, but Eugenio Suarez is safe. So the sac fly from Garcia is successful, and the Braves now lead 2-0. As good as Lewis St. John has been at the plate this season, it's no secret that defensively he's not very good. Max Fried will be starting in this one for Atlanta. He's had a fine season, 3.46 ERA. As here is Blaze Jordan with a bomb into left field for a home run, and the Orioles are now on the board. Jordan was not supposed to start today, but with Max Muncy being a late scratch, Jordan gets an opportunity, and he takes advantage with his 6th home run of the season. That one was an absolute nuke. So the Orioles get on the board as it is now 2-1. Couple batters later, it's Luis Aviles Jr. who will line this one into left for a single. Luis Aviles is not known for his bat. He's only hitting around 200 this season, hasn't hit for much power, but it is good to see him getting a base hit there. We'll see if the Orioles can take advantage. The answer is no. Heston Kjerstad strikes out on the outside fastball. Nice pitch from Fried, but still a solid inning as the Orioles do drive in one. Top of the third, again, John Means getting into an early jam as Freddie Freeman draws a walk. And there are now 2 runners on and 1 away for Ronald Acuna, who gets that one into the right center gap. Both runners should score. Acuna is very fast. He might try to like this into a triple. Rounding second, headed to third. Everybody is safe. So that'll be a 2-run triple for Ronald Acuna Jr. And the Atlanta Braves now lead 4-1. And then the following batter, Marcell Ozuna, will hit this one into left. And again, Lewis St. John kind of has a noodle arm. Ronald Acuna is super fast anyway, so he would beat out that throw if that was anybody in left. But still, it seems like all of these balls are going into left field, and the Braves are taking advantage of LSJ's poor defense. Atlanta's not done, however. Eugenio Suarez hits a home run into left center field, and the Braves now lead 6-1. It's been a pretty rough game for John Means. I was excited to pitch with him, and I was pretty disappointed. I guess this is just an off day for him. He really has not looked all that good. Austin Riley now gets that one into center for a single. You'd have to think the Orioles are certainly contemplating the idea of taking John Means out of the game pretty soon, as he's struggling to make it out of the third inning. 1 on, 2 away for Avisail Garcia. He goes down chasing on the four-seam fastball. That'll end John Means' day. He did not have a great performance. 3 innings, 6 earned runs. We'll see if the Orioles can pick things up here or if the Braves can cruise to a victory. Michael Fulmer will enter to pitch here in the top of the 4th for the Orioles. He's had a pretty good season. Started off kind of slow, but he has pitched pretty well as of recent. First batter of the inning, Travis d'Arnaud will get that one into left. I don't know why Louis St. John just stopped. My controller was pushing him forward, but he just stood there. Louis St. John has had a few pretty bad plays in left today, so I decided to do something a little bit unorthodox. We're going to swap LSJ and Elliot Ramos. It seems like they're hitting a lot of things into left, so I'd rather have a better defender out there like Elliot Ramos. And I think Louis St. John could patrol center just fine because he does have really good range. Next batter, Ozzie Albies would strike out. That's a big one there for Michael Fulmer. And then Freddie Freeman's going to get this one into left center. I told you, LSJ has range. He does not have a great glove. He does not have a great arm, but he does have speed, and he does have quickness. And he showed it there on that play to get the out. Score remains 6-1 despite the defensive change that the Orioles made. Speaking of Elliot Ramos, here he is in the bottom of the 4th with an absolute nuclear missile into left field for a home run. Elliot Ramos has really played well the past month or so. His power to start the season was really quiet, but he has really come along. He's hit close to 10 or 11 home runs, I would say, in the past month or so. And I don't think he's going to make the All-Star team, but he is giving some of those AL center fielders a run for their money. And he's also giving Louis St. John a run for his money for the AL Rookie of the Year award. So it is now 6-2 here going into the 5th, as Ronald Acuna will get that one into right center field for a hit. Acuna headed to second. The throw is in time! I don't know how many opportunities LSJ has gotten to throw a runner out, but he did there. I know St. John has a noodle arm, but he was able to make that throw. Maybe the Braves weren't trying to intentionally hit everything into left. Maybe they're intentionally hitting it wherever Louis St. John is gone as he makes the play again there. Seems like St. John is doing better in center today. I don't know if this is a permanent change that the Orioles are going to make, possibly move Ramos to left and LSJ to center. But I suppose the experiment is kind of working so far. Bottom of the 5th inning, 6-2, still your score as Liam Bumaye will crush that one into left field. His second base hit of the game, and with one out, the Orioles have a nice little opportunity to get something going, try to get back in this game. The catcher, Adley Rutschman, will get this one to short, and that almost was an incredible play by Swanson and Albies, but they were not able to get the out at second. Everybody is safe, so now there are 2 runners on, and a major opportunity here for the second baseman, Jalen Miller. Miller gets this one into the right center gap. That's going to drop for an extra base hit. Both runners will come home to score a 2-run double for Jalen Miller. And the Orioles cut the lead in half. It's now 6-4. It looks like Baltimore is back in the ballgame. That'll bring up Elliot Ramos now, who launches a bomb into left center. His second home run in as many innings. That was a no-doubter, 430 feet. And all of a sudden, this game is tied. It was just 6-2, I don't know, about 30 seconds ago. But a pair of big hits from Miller and Ramos, who are going to be celebrating here at home plate, will tie it up. Unfortunately for the Atlanta Braves, however, Baltimore was not done. The very next batter, Blaze Jordan, blazes that one, pun intended, into straightaway center field. His second home run of the game, a 447-foot machine, and the Orioles are all of a sudden winning. A 5 spot here in the 5th inning. An amazing home run. That is a very creative sign, if I do say so myself. And yeah, you can tell by Max Fried's body language that this inning has just been an absolute disaster for him. 3 would be taken out of the game. Manuel Abreu will enter. That strikeout to walk ratio, that's pretty ugly. I know his ERA is not bad, but 26 strikeouts to 28 walks. I looked at his attributes. He actually has pretty good walks per 9, but that's still really ugly. He would get out of the inning as Ryan Mountcastle will bloop that one into shallow right center. Ozzie Albies will make the play, but a really successful inning for the Orioles as they put up a 5 spot and now take the lead. 7-6 your score. We will go to the top of the 6th. The Orioles will make a pitching change after 2 pretty successful innings from Michael Fulmer, and it's going to be Alex Colomé who will check in. Colomé started the season off slow, but he's really pitched well as of since. He has a 2.24 ERA, and he would go through the Braves lineup 1-2-3. Ozzie Albies would end the inning with a strikeout. Good inning of work from Colomé, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Runner on first, 1 away for Liam Bumaye, who gets that one into right field for a hit. Bumaye is now 3 for 3 on the day with 3 singles. Really solid performance from him, and it seems like the Orioles are going to try to extend their lead, as that'll bring up Jalen Miller, who had a big double in his last at-bat. He's going to get that one to drop into center field. Run will score, an RBI single for Jalen Miller, and it is now 6-8. Baltimore has runners on the corners, a major opportunity here for Louis St. John, who has had a pretty quiet day at the plate. He's currently 0 for 3, but he will let this baseball know on that one, as that one will go over the glove of Evisael Garcia for an extra base hit. Both runners are going to come home safely. Louis St. John trying to get to third. He is gunned down. Great defense by Atlanta. Both base runners will score, so it is now 10-6. A big hit there for Louis St. John, even though he was thrown out. And the Orioles all of a sudden have a very comfortable lead. They've put up 9 unanswered runs in this ball game. Top of the 7th, Freddie Freeman goes down looking. That was a full count pitch, too. A close call by the umpire, but he's going to give it to Colomé, and Colomé would go through the top of the 7th fairly easily. Sean Newcomb is now in here in the bottom of the 7th, and look at Blaze Jordan again. His 3rd home run of the ball game, and it is now 11-6. Blaze Jordan was not even supposed to play today. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that is his first 3 home run game of his career, and I think that's the first 3 homer game for any player in this series, which is really impressive. Maybe not the guy you would have expected it to be. Orioles don't appear to be done, however, as Heston Kjerstad will get that one off the left field wall. And Baltimore now has a pair of runners in scoring position. There are 2 outs, but a base hit probably scores 2 runs and takes this one out of reach for Atlanta. It's going to be Yermin Mercedes who checks in as a pinch hitter. He will fly out to right. Very interesting decision by Baltimore to take Liam Bumaye out of the game, who was 3 for 3 up to that point, but they opted to go for Mercedes, and, well, it did not work out. Sir Anthony Dominguez in here in the top of the 8th. I got to give him credit. He has pitched a lot better after his very poor start to the season. I know his numbers are still bad, but he has really improved. Gets Eugenio Suarez to go down on the slider, and ever since the bullpen came in, the Atlanta Braves have completely forgotten how to hit. Let's go to the top of the 9th now, right as I say that, and it looks like Atlanta's going to do some damage. The first batter was walked, and then here is Travis d'Arnaud with a single in the left field. So after that one, the Orioles decided to take Dominguez out of the game, and Edwin Diaz will enter. The Orioles put themselves in an early jam in this inning. They're going to hope that Edwin Diaz gets them out of it, as Ozzie Albies goes down on the low fastball. Big strikeout for Diaz. Runners on the corners and 1 away now. A huge opportunity and a huge at-bat for Dansby Swanson, who grounds this one to second. Miller tags the bag. The throw to first is in time. And that'll end the game. The Orioles win it 11-6. They were down 6-1 at one point, but scored the final 10 runs of the game en route to victory. Really, once John Means was removed, the game completely changed, and the Orioles were able to get the win. The Braves really hit the ball well early, but they forgot to at the end. Max Fried had a rough outing, the bullpen had a rough outing, and our offense was really impressive. Elliot Ramos went deep with 2 home runs. Jalen Miller had a few big hits, but the big storyline of today's game is Blaze Jordan, who went deep 3 times in order to help us get the victory. So we're going to simulate the next week or so, try to get into the All-Star break. Hopefully we can still play some strong baseball, and we started to get some more trade offers. This was one for the Red Sox, an easy no. I'm not really interested in Evan Skoog. The Angels want Eduardo Rodriguez, and this would be a pretty good haul if we were selling, but we're not. This trade from the Washington Nationals really tempted me. They're offering us 24-year-old, 76 overall, a potential pitching prospect, Tim Cate, in exchange for Liam Bumaye. And this one's really tempting. We have so many talented players in the outfield that I don't think Liam Bumaye necessarily is a long-term starter for us. I declined that trade, but we're going to come back to that one within the coming episodes because that's really tempting. So I simulated to the All-Star break. I wanted to point this game out. Matthew Thompson pitched a complete game shutout, and Thompson's had a really rough past month or so it was really good to see him pitching well to enter the All-Star break. That'll end today's episode. Next episode, we're going to go over the All-Star break. I know Max Muncy is going to be in the Home Run Derby, so if you guys want the entire next episode to just be dedicated to the All-Star break, make sure to let me know. Or should we just skim over it, take a look at a few things, and then go up to the trade deadline? Let me know what you think we should do in the comments. Hope everybody enjoyed. Peace.